Hey guys, a couple minutes early. I'm gonna do a little demo on liquid lipstick and give you some tips and tricks on how to use it. Right now I am quickly going in and sharing this to my group so everyone will have it. Give me just a couple of minutes. I am a little early for my 9 o'clock. I want to make sure I get everybody here. And I am sharing this on my fan page, but I'm also sharing this for my team training. So if we talk a little bit more presenter talk, that's why. So if you're interested in being a presenter, this is a really good place to be. You can see some of the things that we do for training. But if not, I'm still going to be sharing information about our liquid lipsticks and how to apply a matte liquid lipstick. So it's a really good tutorial, hopefully, for everybody. Anyway, all right, got one group. Let me get my other. One more. And if anyone's on, say hi. Alrighty. Send a quick little message here. Amy, are you on? I think I just saw you. Hi, Cherokee. Could one of you, Cherokee or Amy, I'm crying today for some reason, I don't know why, send a message to Christy to let her know that she needs to approve my post, because I just posted it in Company C, but it wouldn't let me just leave it there. I had to get it approved. Hi, Sophia. Yay, so it must be showing up in Queen Divas. So is that where you guys are watching from? Are you watching from Queen Divas or are you watching from my fan page? So this is also a tutorial for me and a training for me, because I am learning how to do a live video to multiple groups at the same time. So we'll see if I can figure it out. All right, I can see it shared to one place. Want to make sure we have Company C in here before we get started. I don't know why I'm crying. You're in Queen Divas? Awesome, Cherokee. Awesome, because I actually posted this from my fan page and then just shared the link in there. So great. Learn something new every day. Cool beans. Awesome, Sophia, thanks. And I thought I saw Amy pop on. I can't message Christy from here, otherwise I will disappear. And I don't want to do that. Oh, it's been approved in Company C. So if anyone's in Company C, say hey, wave your hand, give me a like or a heart or something like that, so I know that it's in Company C before I get going. I don't know why I'm crying. I'm not allergic to cats, I don't think. But sometimes maybe I think I am. All right, so for those of you that are joining maybe from my fan page or from Company C and don't know me, I'm a unique independent presenter. I've been a presenter, it'll be 3 years come August. And tonight I just wanted to share some information about our liquid lipsticks. Hey, Melissa. Melissa, are you in Company C? Are you watching from there? So everybody probably knows by now that our liquid lipsticks are in our Kudos this month. And we have 6 brand new liquid lipsticks, and I don't have them yet. They're coming tomorrow. They're in Beaumont. They were in Houston this morning, and I almost drove to Houston, but I probably wouldn't have found them. But we do have the Kudos for $73, where you get 3 of our liquid lipsticks plus a lip liner. So it's a really good deal, so I figured now is a good time to share some tips and tricks with liquid lipstick. So, hey Shannon. So liquid lipstick, matte lipsticks were something I had never used before Unique. I'd seen a lot of people use them, I was interested in them, but we didn't have the product, and I usually use our products, and I'm still learning, so I had just never really played around with them. Since I've gotten ours, I have played around with some different brands. It's always good to try other things, because you can't really compare something if you don't have something to compare it to. So you want to say it's great because you know it's great, not because you think it might be great. But I do know it's great because I have tried some others, and some others I have used, I have found are really drying, like to the point where I have a couple of days of just misery wearing them, or they get really flaky. They might stay on, but they just kind of leave like this gritty, flaky feeling, and I don't like the way that is. And ours are different. There's more natural products in them, and they are much creamier, and they go a lot further. Less is more with liquid lipsticks. If y'all have any questions as we're going through them, please share them with me. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I've already done all of my makeup, mostly all of my makeup, but I wanted to share a couple of things that are helpful when you're applying this liquid lipstick. First, I want to say my personal opinion is when you're working with a liquid lipstick, a matte look, you do not want to have a basic face. And when I say a basic face, you want to have your full face of makeup. You want to have some eyeshadow. It doesn't have to be a bold eyeshadow because you might do a bold lip, but you do want to have a full face. If you put on a liquid matte lipstick just kind of by itself, walking out the door with maybe just powder on and maybe just mascara, it just doesn't look right. This is more of a glam look to me. No matter what colors I use, even if I'm using the more neutral colors, it's just something about the look. It's like putting on a bright red lipstick and no other makeup. It just doesn't make sense. That's my personal opinion. You may be able to rock that look, but that's me. I feel like I need a full face of makeup when I'm going to wear a liquid lipstick, a matte look. So the one I'm going to be using today is Smashing. It's one of my favorites. It's an orangey red, if you can see that. Gorgeous. But before you apply a liquid lipstick and really any other kind of lip product, you want to make sure you take care of your lips. Like anything else, you want to have a good foundation to start with. So we use our lip exfoliators. So when you get it, it looks kind of like a crayon, but I've used mine so much that I've pushed down, but it's in the full container, and it is a sugar scrub. So you just apply it on your lips like a lipstick. Now I'm going to try not to get it outside of my lips because I've already done most of my makeup, but typically I would do this before. You just rub it in. Tastes like vanilla mint, as Christy said. That's a perfect explanation for it. And it's just sugar. You can swallow it. It's okay. It's not going to hurt you because I do kind of taste a little bit. And it just has like a minty vanilla taste to it. So I apply that and then I just wipe it off. Because you don't want to have lines on your lips. When you're wearing a matte lipstick, it's going to show every nook and cranny, every crease. So you want to make sure that there's no flakiness or anything, so you have really good smooth lips. And you can even just kind of wear it down to where you just kind of have a coating on it, but I take mine fully off. Hey Christy, okay great, we're all here. So I just started, all I've done is the lip exfoliation, so that's done. And I just wiped it off with tissue, nothing fancy. Then the next thing that I do is I apply a primer. This to me gives me a better look. It's more natural to the color. Exactly. Sugar cookie with a hint of Tic Tac. That's right. That sounds perfect. I can actually taste it. I swallowed a little bit of it, so I have a little minty. But I apply a primer for two reasons. One of the reasons I apply a primer is because one, I want it to last longer, but two, you're gonna get closer to the shade that you're expecting. You lick yours off, it tastes really good. If you use a primer, you're gonna get more of a neutral color on your lips. So if you're expecting this orangey color that's in the tube, you're gonna get closer to that. We all have different color lips, different color skin tones, so things look different on us. So I find that I get closer to the color in the tube. Now you're not always gonna get the exact color in the tube because no matter what, we all have different skin tones, so things still will look a little different, but I get closer that way. So our eye primer is perfect for this. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my fingers. It is a skin tone color, you can see that, really light. And I'm just gonna apply it on my lips. And like any other primer, you want it to dry. So just give that just a second. Get it in there real good. And you don't have to have a super thick coat, and like most of our products, a little goes a long way. You don't need a ton. You don't have to apply the primer. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like it goes on better, and again, I get a different color. You can not use the primer and have another different color, or you can actually, instead of using the primer, you can use our concealer and mix it with your colors. The lip brush is really good for that. So let's say you wanted to have this orangey shade, but you don't want it to be quite so bright. You can take your concealer and mix it on your arm, put a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and use your lip brush to mix those colors and get a lighter shade of the same. And then you have more than one lipstick color out of one tube. And this is gonna last you forever. So I'm telling you, a little goes a long way. Thanks, this is palette 2. I haven't worn palette 2 in forever, and I just decided I was gonna do it. So that's what I did. The lip brush is great. So there's multiple things that are good about the lip brush. It gives you a more control when you're applying some things. I use it for eye colors. So if you want a really defined line for something, especially, or if you want a crease cut, this is great for that. But what I really love about it is mixing, because you don't want to take your applicator, mix it in concealer, and put the applicator back in, because then you're changing the color of what's in your container, and you don't want to do that. You want to keep this shade, this shade. So now that's dried quite a bit. So now we're going to go ahead and start doing some of our prep work. These are some tips, things that make the lipstick look better to me. So the first thing I do is my highlighting. So I'm wearing the a la mode highlighter on my cheeks in Lustrous. So I'm just going to stick with that. You can use the powder, you can use the stick, cream to powder, whatever you want to use, but I'm just going to use the one that I've used for the rest of my look. Put a little bit on my finger. You can use a blending bud, whatever you want. I mean, a little, like a little. Rub it in my fingers so I want to make sure I don't get too much. And I'm going to put a little right here. And you see those little lines that go underneath your nose? I don't know what those are called, but you kind of want to highlight those and highlight the top part of your lip. And you want to do this before, so you don't get it in your lipstick and mess up that look. The next step is to put on the lipstick. You can choose to use a liner if you want to. Most of the time I don't find that I need a liner. If I want to switch the colors up, then I may use a liner, and I typically, if I do use a liner, I go all over. That's just me. You can use a liner and go like an ombre look if you want to, and mix maybe an orangey pinky with the outside of it, and then put this on the inside. You can do all kinds of different things, but we're just going to go with smashing by itself. Oh, one more thing I forgot. It's sitting here right in front of me. You also want to do your contour. So I've done the rest of my contour. I'm just using my contour palette. You can use a brown shadow. You can use a bronzer, anything like that. I take the dark color and I put it underneath my lip. And that gives a good shadow, so you start with a good pout. So you've got a good highlight and a good pout. These are tips you can use on any lipsticks, but again, I find that the liquid is kind of a glam look, and I want it to look good. All right, so I'm taking my lipstick, and I'm going to clean almost all of it off. And the only reason I say almost all of it off is just because I can't do it enough to get all of it off. I mean, you want almost nothing. You want this applicator to be clean, clean. You can always add more. So this is our applicator. You can see it's got a flat side and a more rounded side, and then it's got a pointed tip. So you really have any kind of control that you need. So I start from the inside, and I'm using the flat kind of curved side, and I'm pressing pretty good. And then I'm going to rub that in a little bit. And once I've got that done, then I'm going to go in and do my outline with the pointed side. I turn it over. So you see how it's flat on one side? I turn it over to where the flat side is against my lips, so that I don't actually get some of this more spongy side and get out of my lines. And then I am applied. Now my lips are a little different on each side. And y'all, I've had lip injections twice because I had no top lip, but I talk with like my lip down. So I'm like, I retrain my lip every week just to go further and further down. So they're never going to be the same. I'm just going to have to deal with it. All right, so the next thing I do is blot it. And I don't blot it to where it's completely off. I just want to do enough so I don't have a lot of transfer. This will transfer. This is not a lip stain. So you just have to deal with that. It's worth it. That's my personal opinion. This is the way these products function, even if you buy a different brand. That's just the way it is. This is smashing, and it is like one of my favorite products. And I feel like I say that a lot about my products, but this is really one of my favorites. I wear it a lot. So I'm just going to take a tissue and blot it. I don't press too hard. And you can see that I got some product off there. I'll ask everybody. So do it again, a little less. Christy did this earlier today, so if you feel like it's deja vu, that's why. And then I want to make sure that I blot it on the inside too, so I don't have lipstick on my teeth. And then I have got my matte look. So those are my tips. You can also, if you go out of the lines or you want a really, really clean look, you can take a concealer, or you can take your liquid foundation and you can put it on the brush, the lip brush. And I'm gonna go ahead and just do that if you're really wanting like a high glam look. And I put a tiny bit on there, and I'm just gonna like kind of massage it in there. And you can really clean up those lines. And I'm not gonna do here because I don't wanna get rid of my pout. Look how pretty that clean line looks. Ooh. Not with my hair in it, it doesn't. And then you can just take your blending bud and blend that out. And that gives you that really clean line that you see in all those photos that everybody takes. You're like, how do they do that? Yeah, so the color doesn't last as long as a stain on me, only because I have like a superpower with stains. So stains stay on me till tomorrow. So this goes faster, but it does last a lot longer than a regular lipstick. I will also advise you, when you're working with a matte lipstick, no matter what, you need to be conscious of what you're eating and drinking and what it does. So if you're gonna mix something like a big burger with this lipstick, you're putting oil and grease, and that's gonna break the product down, and that's just the way life is. Other products are gonna be the same way, other matte lipsticks. It's not just ours. So if that's your plan, and you're gonna go to Buffalo Wild Wings and do a bunch of hot wings, take yourself a shine wipe with you. And then after you eat or before you eat, wipe that off and then reapply. You do not want to apply again. So I don't ever go back and just apply right on top of this, because then you'll start to get the flakes that you don't want. This product is not designed for multiple layers, which is why you want to clean most of that off. So I don't ever reapply. Sometimes occasionally, if I just lose a little bit in the center, then I might take just a tissue and wipe that off really good and then reapply just the center. But you don't ever want to do more than one coat, because you'll get a look that you're not happy with. Hey, Tracy. So hopefully I got into all the groups and everybody can see me. And those are my tips and tricks. You can also apply glosses to this. I have Loyal, which you can tell I use Loyal a lot because it looks like a bronzer. I mix it with my bronzer, but this is actually clear normally. And you can apply that right on the top and get an entirely different look. Look at that. Ooh, I am ready to go somewhere. It's like 9 o'clock, but someone needs to take me on a date. So you can do both looks. Again, you can mix and match if you're gonna mix splurge colors together. So let's say maybe you wanted to do this darker pink and this lighter pink. It's the same thing about reapplying. You want to make sure that you're applying this outer corner or outer edges in one color and this lighter in the other, and you can use the lip brush to kind of blend them in and then let them dry, so you're not getting that cakey color where you don't want to apply the whole color on one and then the color in the center. You want to kind of put it out and blend it in just like you do your eyeshadow, and you'll get a much better look. You mix yours with pigments. What bronzer do you use? A compact. With the Loyal lip gloss, I've mixed it with pigments, but my favorite thing to do with Loyal is to mix it with my bronzer. So I will actually take Loyal lip gloss. I'll take my compact bronzer, which I've got one right here. And I'll take it and I'll put the dark color on my whole lip. Now that we have a lip brush, that makes it much easier because I can actually take the lip brush and do it. And I can take that and just powder it on like eyeshadow. And then I'll take the lighter color and put that right in the center. And then I'll put the little lip gloss on top of that. So one of my favorite looks is just to take bronzer and do a whole face. I'll do my eyes with it, my cheeks with it, my contouring with it, my lips with it, bronze my shoulders, everywhere. That's one of my favorite summer looks, is just to go bronzer crazy. And I just use the compact. It's really simple. So just take this brush, wipe it in there. So before we had the lip brush, I just used one of my eyeshadow brushes and just like painted. No, I don't put it in the lip gloss, although it looks like it, because I've used it like that so many times. I keep putting this back in. So again, that was before we had the lip brush. So having the lip brush would have solved this problem of having look, I still got stickers on my thing, on my mirror. That would have solved this problem. Because the lip brush, you could actually put it in here and put it on clean. But that was before then. Now we have this. Isn't it fun though? Look. Love it, love it. Love it. Anybody else have any other questions? I got done faster than I thought I would. So those are my tips. You can see how that highlight kind of changes that look. I really find that it makes a big difference just to use a little highlight and a little bronzer or contour or something underneath my lips. Makes it look so much better. And I feel like our liquid lipsticks deserve bigger lips, personally, just because they're so awesome. So I do whatever I can to make them look a little bit bigger. And I cannot wait for our Hottie lip plumper to get here. I'm about to die. I can't believe they're all gone. 85,000 gone. Just like that, in a day. I hope y'all got yours. I got a few. Let's see, look at my comments, make sure I didn't miss anybody. So Sophia and Cherokee are in here. All my Queen Divas. Shannon and Melissa. Let's see. Hi, Ellie. Let's see. Oh, Stacy, about the grease. Yeah, I made that mistake. I went right after we got it. I did Superstitious, which is the bright blue with the purple Spellbound. I mixed them together and made a navy out of them because it was football day and the Dallas Cowboys were playing. And I didn't know what I was doing. So I mixed them and I put on a bunch of coats and I went and ate burgers at one of our local hangouts to watch the football game. And I went in the bathroom and I just had this mess because I wasn't even thinking about it. And I didn't bring them with me, so I had to take it all off. And then I was sad because I didn't have my Dallas Cowboys navy blue lips that I had planned on having the whole time. Because I had not YouTubed like I should have. I always recommend researching and teaching yourself about your products before you go out in public. At least in my case. So I made a mess. I don't know why I'm crying, y'all. Just so happy to be here. No, just kidding. I really have an allergy like in this one eye. All right, any other questions? Everybody good? Well, thanks for letting me come into Company C tonight while we had our Queen Divas team meeting. This is our Wednesday night, Girls Night Live, as we call it. But if y'all have any questions about anything, send me a message, let me know. I cannot wait to get our new colors. I'm about to die, going crazy waiting on those colors. I'm so excited. The nudes are gonna be awesome. Y'all talk to your customers about these because they're off of back order, I believe, and some of them are being shipped out, but there's no telling how long it's gonna stay that way. Yes, it was very sad from losing my Dallas blue. And it was actually pretty easy to make that navy color. Much easier than I thought. I just mixed those two colors, that purple and that bright blue, and it was like Cowboys blue. You can go look on my Facebook page. I've got several photos of it after where we actually went to a couple games, and I knew what I was doing then. Much better look. Much better look. You're welcome, Tracy. All right. Well, you guys have a great night. Thanks for letting me come. Bye. Mwah.